Welcome to Looking at Legal Stuff. Today we have an eviction hearing with a man who is being kicked out of a house share situation because of his harassment of another tenant. A woman had moved in and he wouldn't stop stealing her dog and cursing her out when she protested. She fled the rental home after just 2 weeks due to his constant harassment, and now they want him out before they rent to anyone new. Did he have any right to take her dog? Let's find out.
Next will be 251285, Matthew Pronio versus Adrian Farley. On behalf of the plaintiff, Pronio.
Blake Adams, attorney for plaintiff.
Good morning, Mr. Adams.
Good.
Do I have someone here on behalf of the defendant, Adrian Farley?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm right here.
Good morning, Mr. Farley. Thank you for being with us. All right, Mr. Adams, why is this eviction sought?
We're seeking an eviction due to lease violations, specifically, that private property was taken from a co-tenant on or about August 6th. And the co-tenant was placed in situations where her safety felt violated. And it was so unsafe, the situation there, that the co-tenant did leave the property. She is with us today. She has made time to be with us here. It's Miss Kate Griffin. And since in that time, my client has been hesitant to release that. He's had several applications, but he's been hesitant to lease that property to another tenant because of the situation there. Specifically, the tenant in question, Mr. Farley, did sign a lease on or about August 3rd. He took possession of the property. I believe Miss Griffin, the co-tenant in the situation, she had a dog. Mr. Farley asked her if he could take it on a walk 3 days in. She didn't really know the man at that time, and he ignored her and took the dog. She couldn't find both of them. There were several altercations in the kitchen, and we did submit recordings of that. Miss Griffin started recording conversations because she felt so unsafe in those situations. In one instance, Mr. Farley did find that the conversation was recorded and called the police on her because she was doing this, trying to interfere for her safety. Now, under page 5 of the lease, it does say that if tenant fails to comply with any material provisions of the agreement or materially fails to comply with the duties imposed on the tenant by statute or state laws, one of that would be, her right to use of the property and cannot be excluded by another co-tenant for use and enjoyment of the property. Another one is in there, if the tenant violates the agreement, rules, fire, safety, health, or criminal laws, regardless of whether a conviction, arrest, or conviction occurs. He did take the dog. We've got Miss Griffin here willing to testify as to that dog being taken. Whenever she asked him, please don't take it, that resulted in a screaming match. She felt so unsafe that she started recording conversations with him. She felt unsafe enough to eventually leave the property later in August. And that's where we're seeking our remedy, is that Mr. Farley defaulted on the lease by failing those two provisions on page 5 of the lease, and we're seeking possession of the property accordingly.
Right. Mr. Adams, let's hear from the witness.
Kate.
Hi there. Yeah, my name's Kate Griffin. Adrian.
Good morning, Miss Griffin, just one moment.
Yeah.
Were you listening in the beginning? Did you take the oath and get sworn in as a witness today?
No, I did not. I apologize.
Well, that's okay. If you'll just raise your right hand, state your full name for me, ma'am.
Catherine Griffin, Catherine Rosemary Griffin.
Thank you, Ms. Griffin. You understand that by appearing as a witness, you are swearing to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much then. All right. Ms. Griffin, Mr. Adams, I'll let you go ahead and question the witness, but I just want to kind of have her confirm some of the things that you said to me, especially about the co-tenancy and about the permission or not permission for the dog use.
Sure. So, Ms. Griffin, I believe the first time that you said that um, Adrian asked you to take the dog was on August 3rd. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then I believe he asked you again on August 6th. And I'm see here that looking at one of your text messages, it says, "Let's wait." Um, he then called you. Can you describe what happened on that call?
Yeah, I was at work, so he called me. I originally missed the call, so I called him back and asked him like, "Hey, I saw you called. What's up?" He was like, "Yeah, I ended up taking him for a walk," and I was like, "I told you not. I told you not to do that." Um, he was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "He doesn't have a leash." He's like, "I bought him a leash. I took him to the park. He's in my car." Um, and there's a recording of this. So if this is not like very specific, I apologize.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we were on the phone and I told him like we have to have a talk later that night and then demanded that he bring the dog back home because I was at work at the time. Um, yeah.
Okay. And then y'all did have a conversation later that night in the kitchen, correct?
Yes.
And did he did he say anything about your rights to the animal, or I believe that did you reaffirm your lack of permission to take the dog that night?
Yeah. I told him that I did not give him permission and asked him not to. He said he would do it again. Um, and it just kind of went back and forth. I don't remember like a lot of that, but the main idea was that I said you took my dog without permission. Can you agree to not do it again? You owe me an apology. He said, "No, I will take your dog again."
He raised his voice, or did you feel unsafe at any time during that conversation?
Yeah. Yeah, I felt extremely unsafe. He did raise his voice. And yeah.
Okay. And I believe that I'm seeing a recording again on August 9th. Uh, was that another situation where the dog was taken without your permission?
Yeah. So August 9th, so yeah, August 6th was when he first took Gibbous. Gibbous is my dog. Um, I became afraid to leave the house because I was worried if I left Gibbous even for a moment, he might be taken again. Um, I decided to leave the house for a couple hours on Friday. Was that a Friday? It was like a weekend night. I went to an art show with my other roommates, and when we came home, Gibbous was missing. I looked at my phone to see that there were like text messages. My other roommate also had text messages from Adrian, um, saying like, "Did there's screenshots like I think it was like, did you take him out?" And then a bunch of
Yeah,
videos
we put
of
that in there.
Gibbous. Yeah, a bunch of videos of Gibbous. Um, so yeah, we came home. My roommate came home. Gibbous was missing. I was panicking. I texted Adrian asking where Gibbous was. Adrian said, "I don't know, where's my sleep?" And then sent a bunch of videos instead of answering where Gibbous was, and I was terrified. And then eventually, give I called my roommate to come back because he started circling the block to see where Gibbous might be because Adrian wasn't home. Adrian then came in finally to the house with Gibbous on a leash. So he had taken him again. He came into the house, started cursing at me, F you. Um, there's a recording of the rest of it. I just remember that's how it started. go F
I believe there
yourself.
was a similar situation. There was a similar altercation on the 16th, no, right?
Yeah,
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 yeah, sure.
yeah.
And then you left the house shortly thereafter, yes?
Yeah, so yeah, August 9th, that happened. I started being afraid to leave the house at all. I had to take Gibbous with me to work every single day to make sure that he would be safe. And then the 16th, uh, Gibbous went up to Adrian in the kitchen. Adrian started like snuggling, and I was like, please just don't touch him. He said, F you, started arguing with me again. And then like made me entirely afraid of my like safety. Um, then he saw that I was recording in my pocket and started threatening to call the cops on me. And I called 911, explained what was going on, and they said, they were like, they were like, we're gonna send somebody. And then I called again, like, if you have the means to, you need to leave the property. Adrian was waiting for me outside my door in the living room. I came out and he was like, where are you going? The cops are coming, blah, blah, blah. And I had to leave to my friend's house, and then stayed there for days because I did not feel safe at all in my home.
Sure. Okay.
There's-
Um,
I'd like to ask
and
two
then,
clarifying questions, if I could, if you don't mind, Mr. Adams.
sure.
So, ma'am, when did you become a tenant with the defendant?
Me? Yeah, we met on August 3rd,
Of what year?
This,
2025.
This is a recent thing. Okay. How did you find the defendant? Were you matched? Did you already know him? How did you come to be a co-tenant with him?
I did not pick him as a roommate. I joined this house and we have separate leases, so I had never met him.
So you have Ms. Griffith, you have a personal lease for a bedroom within a larger home,
Yes.
and the defendant had the same thing, but you both had a room within the same single dwelling.
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Griffith, you said that at least on, if I understood your testimony correctly, on two separate occasions, the defendant, without your permission, in fact, you had explicitly told him no, you had denied him permission, took your animal, left the premises, had your animal, and then returned later with it. That happened
Yes.
twice.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Mr. Adams, any other questions for the witness?
no further. Thank
All
you.
right, Mr. Farley, you have an opportunity to ask any questions of Ms. Griffith. Do you have any questions for the witness?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. When did you report to Matt that you felt in danger?
I would have to look through my text messages.
Can we do that, Your Honor?
What would be the reason for that? Because I'll be honest, sir, the element that's going to be indicative here for an eviction is going to be whether or not you took her dog without permission. So if you have
Right.
evidence that contradicts that testimony, I would say that would be where to focus your attention.
Okay.
Because
So, Kate, did you give me permission on the 3rd when you met me to walk your dog when I asked you?
No.
Okay. Did we have a conversation about me giving my previous landlord's dog walks on the 3rd when we met? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay, but you don't remember me asking you for permission to give your dog walks because I often go on walks.
I said maybe down the line, but not now.
Because I remember you saying, yeah, of course, in the future.
No.
Okay. Um, did you provide your dog with entryway to your room when you would leave for work?
No, he stays out in the common area.
So your door was closed when you would go out to work and you would leave him in the common area, correct?
I don't know, honestly.
Okay, so his bowls for food and water, were they inside of your room?
They weren't on the 6th because I accidentally they were in that room. But
Okay,
then
so
I accidentally shut the door when I went to work. So, that was a mistake. We had just moved and I accidentally left it in my room. So I shut the door because I had boxes and stuff that could, because I just moved. So I didn't want him to get into it. And I accidentally put his water bowl and his food bowl in the door or like in my room. And then
do you
I shut the door because I went to work. And then as soon as I came home and realized that, I moved the bowl of food and water into the kitchen.
so you remember leaving your door open after leaving work?
No.
Okay. But the bowls
Mr.
were
Farley,
always in your room.
Mr. Farley, with respect for the time and attention of the court and the cases,
All right.
whether or not she properly cared for her dog is not a factor in whether or not you can be evicted today. I'm going to share the screen of a text message screenshot. I want to see if the parties agree that this screenshot is correct, okay?
Okay.
So this is an exhibit that was received from me by Mr. Adams, counsel for the plaintiff. This is a screenshot. I can see that it says August 6th, and you both keep talking about this date. So Ms. Griffith, Mr. Farley, does this appear to be an accurate screenshot of a communication between the two of you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Who
Yes.
is in green? Hello 5408.
That's me.
Mr. Farley, is that correct? Is she in green and you're the
Correct.
gray? All
Yes,
right.
that's
So
correct, Your Honor.
August 6th at 4:20 p.m. Mr. Farley, is this you? Cool if I take Gibbous for a walk? He's really on edge.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's you asking for her permission. And she says, normally yes, but I had to order him a new leash. So once it's in, then yes. So she says no. You said, well, I'm buying one. And she says, hey, I appreciate it, but let's wait.
So she
Says
had
no.
given me,
Mr. Farley, nowhere in here does she give you permission to take him for a walk. At best, she says you could let him in the backyard.
so she,
Mr. Farley,
yeah,
this is an accurate text message. Did you take him for a walk on August 6th?
I did.
That's in direct denial of what she just, right? Like she said no and you did it anyway. Did you
But
do that on a second occasion?
no, so I hadn't seen those texts until after I had already taken him for a walk
So you had not waited for permission despite requesting it. You just
because
assumed it moved
she
forward?
had already given me verbal consent on the 3rd.
I don't believe that. Mr. Farley, if she'd given you consent, you wouldn't have asked her. And if
No,
you asked her,
because,
you have a duty to wait. And because you did not wait and she refuted it, that is absolutely a violation of taking of her personal property.
but I was just following up. I did it out of respect. I mean,
Mr.
she
Farley,
had already
unfortunately,
given me verbal consent on the 3rd.
Mr. Farley, please don't touch another person's pet. I've encountered these cases before. It's very,
So
very strict.
So
You cannot.
I had made a report to animal services about dog neglect because I was so concerned with the dog. She would leave him alone for over 12 hours without
That is a
food,
good thing
water,
for you
or
to do, Mr.
exercise.
Farley. You still cannot remove her personal property from the unit. That is a violation of the law, and indeed it's a violation of the lease.
Okay, I mean,
Okay? All
whatever
right.
the outcome, I would have done it over and over again because I'm
That-
not concerned with the law. I'm concerned with the welfare of the animal.
Well, unfortunately, Mr. Farley, that may be a wonderful emotional position, but legally, it's going to end up in you being evicted today, okay?
That's
Today is
fine.
going to be a judgment for the plaintiff with possession. Mr. Adams, are you seeking anything besides your cost of court? Mr. Adams, you're on mute.
My apologies. Attorney fees, our costs of court are, excuse me, 1 second, are $348.02, with attorney fees of $1,710.
All right, judgment for
And
the plaintiff.
I'm happy to send these invoices over if the court so requests it.
Yes,
So
we'll definitely do that, Mr. Adams, for us, but judgment for the plaintiff with possession and cost of court and an award for attorney's fees, $1,710. Mr. Adams, what was the monthly rent? Because I have to set an appeal bond, and I typically will take that into account.
I believe it's $1,000. Could you correct me, Mr. Pronio?
That's correct.
Mr. Farley, is that correct?
And we're not seeking additional rent. Plaintiff did pay rent. We're only seeking default otherwise.
I got it, but I have to determine an appeal bond, so the
Sure.
rent is what I take into that.
Sure,
So, Mr.
sure.
Farley,
Sure.
is it correct that the monthly rent was $1,000?
Correct.
Okay, then that's what I would set the appeal bond at. All right, all parties are welcome to appeal. Otherwise, for today, you're all excused. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.